Hello, and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch, and today I will be going over the Capper Comparison Picks for the early prelim fights for UFC 274. Early prelims. But before I get into this, it's a pretty good card. Before I get into this card, these early prelim fights, I want to quickly go over the fights last weekend for Vegas 53. Not in the correct order, but nonetheless, I'm going to go over pretty much all these fights. The original, the curtain jerker with the Japanese kid Tatsuro Taira, was canceled because Carlos Candelario, whatever, he got illness or something. Yeah, he got sick. Then, so we started out, I think, with Gina Mazzani and Shanna Young, right? Shanna Young shocked everybody as the underdog and got a TKO round 2. Gina Mazzani. Unfortunately, I had her picked, so I started off pretty bad. I had Gina Mazzani picked by decision, but as I kind of suspected, her gas tank didn't hold through, and Shanna Young just proved to be the better girl. There was no answer for that ground and pound she had. TKO round 2. Then, you know what? I'm jumping around now, but we're gonna talk about Alexander Romanov, Chase Sherman. I did get that one correct. He got the submission in round 1. I expected a TKO, but it was a submission, and if you notice, he got his brown belt awarded to him after that. Good for him, good for Alexander Romanov, but there was no value on that play. Yeah, I didn't even put him in any parlays, none of that crap. So now let's keep moving. Natan Levy versus Mike Breeden. I did pick Natan Levy, and I propped that, and I picked him by decision. That cashed. Then I had Gabe Green beating Johan Leines. I won a t-shirt from BC Dave. That was our t-shirt bet. And I picked Gabe Green by decision, prop that, cash it. And then the third of my full page, all green, 3-leg parlay was Francisco Figueiredo. He got the submission round 1. I did pick him as decision, so my prop bet didn't come through, but my 3-leg parlay with Figueiredo, Green, and Levy cashed. Whew, thank goodness. Otherwise, it would have meant for a real dreadful night, actually, because after that, things kind of went south. We've got next we had Gerald Meerschaert versus Krzysztof Jotko. Krzysztof Jotko won the decision there. I was hard on Meerschaert. I went kind of heavy on him. I did put him in a lot of parlays. I prop bet him to win by submission. I had more faith than I should have in GM3, but Krzysztof Jotko proved me wrong. You win some, you lose some. I got that one wrong. Then I was taking another underdog stab at Tristan Connolly, but in retrospect, I didn't realize that Darren Elkins was a Indiana High School State Wrestling champ. Had I known that, because, you know, I do like wrestling. I'm a wrestler. My skill set is wrestling, base is wrestling. And I had no idea that until after I had already placed him into a few parlays. And plus that Tristan Connolly, he had that stupid promotional video on the bottom of his Tapology. So I was taking a stab at the underdog, Tristan Connolly, and it turns out Connolly is not good. He lost a decision to Darren the Damaged Elkins. I thought Damaged Elkins was a little bit more damaged than he really is. So, yeah, shame on me. Like 2 Cents says, sometimes you just got to eat crow, and I did eat crow on that fight. Moving on, I got Grant Dawson correct, and I picked him by decision, prop bet that one, and that came to fruition, his decision victory over Jared Gordon. And finally, just like everybody I know, I don't even know a single person. I had André Fialho in multiple parlays. He was kind of like my lock. Not really my lock, we'll talk about next. But André Fialho got upset TKO round 1 by Joe Anderson Brito. Good on you, Joe Anderson Brito. And good on the people that picked Joanna Sabrito as underdog play there. There were some sharps out there that were picking them. I was considering it, but I didn't want to go against touchy-feely. But lesson learned. Hard pill to swallow there, but whatever. And then my lock of the night ended up getting a robbery. Thank goodness. André Arlovski, he pretty much did lose to Jake Collier, but the judges gave him the split decision victory. And that was my t-shirt bet against Mbaye. I kind of feel bad, but hey, you placed your bet. A win is a win, a W is a W. I know I'm not gloating about it or anything, but André Arlovski won that by decision. So Mbaye, I already gave you my address, my real name, and my t-shirt size. Hope it's in the mail. Sorry to say, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry to say, I feel you. I know Jake Collier got robbed, but you know, I've had robberies go the wrong way for me in the past too. So this kind of it's karmic almost. Anyway, finally, I did get the main event incorrect as well. I took Rob Font, but I should have saw the signs. His bad weight cut, his durability was crap. He outstruck Marlon Vera. He like doubled him in striking, but the ends of rounds 2, 3, and 4, he almost got knocked out at the end. It's like he controlled 4.5 minutes of those rounds. And then the last 30 seconds, Marlon Vera just put it on him, and he was. I was like, oh my God, Saved by the Bell. I said that like 3 times. Oh my God, Saved by the Bell. Oh my God, Saved. And Marlon Vera definitely won a unanimous decision, as he should have. I should have saw the signs when Rob Font missed weight, and he did try to make it, and that's why, you know, if you take a more durable Rob Font that didn't have that bad weight cut, maybe he would have fared better. Maybe he would have been able to take that onslaught in the last minute of each round, and I think he won rounds 1 and 5, though. I'll give him that. But rounds 2, 3, and 4 all went to Marlon Vera, so I'm not mad about that. But anyway, overall, I went 6 and 5 on the night, but thankfully, I still made plus money because of the robbery with André Arlovski. I had him in a round robin with Francisco Figueiredo, Gabe Green, Natan Levy, and somebody else and Grant Dawson. So that, thankfully, because of that round robin, I still came out plus money. I don't know. I don't do how many units I came out. I just look at my bankroll because I got so many other things going. I bet soccer. I bet hockey. I bet basketball. I bet it all, right? Baseball. Well, it's not football season right now. But I do. I bet it all. I can't keep track of how many units I won through MMA and all that. It is playoffs. So I just look at I know that night through MMA, my bank account was, my bankroll on BetOnline was definitely plus money. Unfortunately, I lost most of that on Sunday, betting on. I ended up talking to Mbaye, and I decided, she's like, do you ever play horses? I was like, you know what, I'm pretty good at picking horses. So I went and ended up blowing a little bit on horse racing the next day, Gulfstream, whatever, and DGen, that's what happens. I'm not mad, I love it, it's my lifestyle, it's my hobby, it's what I do. So, enough about the past, stop dwelling there. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about UFC 274, the early prelims. Now, right now on Tapology, this is the curtain jerker. This fight between André Fialho and Cameron VanCamp was added on, I think on Sunday, or no, it was added Saturday. So unfortunately, a lot of the cappers didn't even have picks for this, but a lot of them that made their videos today or last night did have covered these, and thankfully I found enough to make a video here. And I think this will probably be moved up the card because this is a pretty good fight, you know, regardless of regardless of the odds, okay, and I'll explain why. So, we've got the welterweight fight between André Fialho and Cameron the Invader VanCamp. Okay, André Fialho 15-4, coming in as 3-1 favorite, minus 325. That's pretty disgusting. Cameron VanCamp is a plus 274. That's very appetizing. That's very intriguing. And I'll explain why I say that. As of right now on Bet Online, they didn't have any odds on the total, so we're just gonna go with the lines according to Bet Online. Let's talk about the favorite in André Fialho. Y'all know just recently, I want to say a month ago, he had a fantastic TKO win over Miguel Baeza. And Miguel Baeza was one of my unranked contender picks. I had replaced him because of that loss for my unranked contender contest with Dave, Embe, and my chat that hangs out, Real News MMA, and Noah. So, you know, in that pick, I had to switch Miguel Baeza because André Fialho made work of him, and Miguel Baeza is a good fighter, so that's a great win. He prior to that, in his UFC debut, he did go to decision with Michel Pereira. Ended up being on the wrong end of that decision, but he did go the distance with Michel Pereira. And before that, he was in UAE Warriors, where he beat Stefan Sekulic, which you guys might know that name. It's a notable name. He beat him by elbows and punches, and in round 1 at UAE Warriors in Abu Dhabi. So that's in my book, that's a very great victory. And he also has a notable win in his past against James Vick. Took him out, and that was in ex-MMA. That was a Florida regional scene. So the Portuguese André Fialho, training out of Sanford MMA, by the way, fantastic. Everything looks good for him. He is 28 years old. 28 is great. He's 4-1 in his last 5. That one loss was to Michel Pereira. Now let's talk about why I think this line should be a touch bit closer than it really is. Cameron VanCamp, you may have never heard of him, but the Invader, I know of him because, I mean, it's kind of weird, but he's headlined so many regional scene main events that it's sickening. And I've seen his name before, and I've actually, because Bet Online will have these regional scenes, and I remember I've won money on Cameron VanCamp because I distinctly remember his name, and it was just I didn't watch tape on him. I just stab in the dark because I'm a DJ, and so I did put him in parlays, and I've won money off this dude, the Invader Cameron VanCamp. Most recently, he comes out of the B2 Fighting out of Kentucky. That's a Kentucky regional scene where he beat a guy named Kenny Gaudreau. Darce choke, round 1. Once again, he was headlining that card. Before that, he beat this guy, Halraz Cyan, submission, round 1, at SHP Fights or something. That's a Tennessee regional. Headline, took care of business, round 1. Good on him. Before that, he beat this guy, Craig Eckelberg, in Chosen Few. That's a Wisconsin regional scene. Once again, headlined that event. Won by an armbar. Wasn't round 1, but still it was round 2. And it was still a finished victory there for him. Before that, he headlining once again in United Combat. And that was against a guy named Dan Stitchin. I don't know that guy. I never even heard of him or whatever. Unanimous decision. And prior to that, he lost his most recent loss in his last 5. He's 4-1 in his last 5. And the last loss he did have was against Bobby Volker. And that was in Shamrock Fighting Championships. And that was, it's a Missouri regional scene. The guy does train out of indie boxing and grappling out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Cameron VanCamp will have a 2-inch height advantage here. His reach is unknown according to Tapologies, but I would imagine probably a slight 2-inch reach advantage, I would imagine, but that really doesn't make much of a difference there. So the guy is live. I mean, think of every one of these regional scene fights, he headlined it. And majority of them, he won with an exclamation point. There's something to be said about that. Just a regional scene killer, invader, Cameron VanCamp. But the problem here against André Fialho, Cameron VanCamp is coming up a weight class. He's coming up from 155. He has fought at 170, but he's coming up. Most recently, he's been fighting at lightweight 155. So he's coming up a class, and André Fialho is a beast, as he showed against Miguel Baeza. But I don't know about the minus 324. That's a little ridiculous. But nonetheless, let's go over what the cappers have to say in this interesting welterweight fight. Okay, first take on André Fialho is Bert. Bert is saying Fialho will get the KO. Good on him. Then we've got UFC, Celebrities, and Classics. That's Nora's favorite handicapper, Vlad, the Bulgarian Cowboy. Vlad, thanks for popping in during the watch along. Really appreciate it. I do. Vlad, I would consider one of my good friends. He's a buddy of mine. I mean, I've never met him personally. He lives in Serbia, actually, but the Bulgarian Cowboy has been with me since the beginning. He's interviewed me before I was even anybody, because he liked my whole whiteboard comparison thing. Then we've got Artem MMA. Artem is also saying Fialho by knockout. Artem MMA analysis. Then we got Johnny K. Johnny K also by knockout. And it's your boy eBay's fight predictions. eBay's also knockout for Fialho. Man, they got everybody picking knockout over Cameron VanCamp. Well, not Vlad, but 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 cappers picking Fialho to knock out Cameron VanCamp, the regional destroyer. So this is a full capper consensus. What? I think Nora might be going potty. Or not. Or not. Where were you going potty?
No.
Okay, tell them what the full capper consensus is.
The full capper consensus is when all the handicappers pick one side of the board.
Side of the board, that's right. And they're all in agreement, in a consensus agreement. She was doing the full capper consensus dance. You gotta throw the good luck betting pearls, where she was throwing big old softball pitches. Well, overhand, so it's not really a softball pitch, but she was whipping those pearls at you, those good luck betting pearls. Anyway, this of course is a full capper consensus because Fialho is a minus 324, disgusting. But you know what? Cameron VanCamp, he's worth, in my book, he is worth a hedge bet. I'm also taking Fialho. I mean, he beat my boy Miguel Carmel Thunder Baeza first round TKO, so I mean, how can you go against that? And I see him projecting himself into potential rankings. Maybe not this year, but I see him entering the top 15 within the next couple years. So that being said, I'm going to take Fialho, but I'm not taking by KO, and I don't feel, oh man, but I can't do that minus 325. You kind of got to prop him out by KO. So I'm sure by distance will probably be a negative number as well. So I'm going to, yeah, man, what's his last 5? He has been knocking people out though. took care of Baeza, took care of Stefan Sekulic, took care of James Vick in the past. Yeah, might as well go with the cappers and do the consensus, go by KO. But there's a big but here. At plus 274, Cameron VanCamp, the regional scene killer, in my book, is worth half a unit. A unit to me, because I'm not stupid. I don't make stupid bets. I don't waste all my bankroll on gambling. So my units are sensible. $20 units. If I feel very strong, I will put 2.5 units on a fight. That'd be $50. But here, I'm gonna drop $10 on VanCamp as a hedge bet, as a little, sprinkle, a little bit of who knows, bananas peel. Because Cameron VanCamp is, man, I'm impressed by his regional scene fights. Always headlining and always winning with an exclamation point. So there you have that. But my pick on Tapology will be Fialho. I don't even feel comfortable saying by KO either against Van. You know what? I'm not gonna bet it, prop bet it. I'm just gonna. Decision will be my pick for Tapology. And at minus 325, there's no value. I will probably throw Fialho in at least this parlay and maybe a few more, but right now that's about it. So moving on. Next we have the bantamweight fight between Journey Newsom and Fernie Garcia. Interesting fight. Journey Newsom coming off a bad head kick round one head kick loss to Randy Costa. Randy Costa kicked him in the head in 41 seconds, took care of business round one. But prior to that, whatever. Yeah, I usually start with the favorite here. The favorite is Fernie Garcia, 10-1. That's why minus 152. Journey Newsom plus 132 underdog. All right. So since I already started with Journey Newsom, I'm going to finish with it too. Journey Newsom is 9-3 as a professional. He trains out of Impact Jiu-Jitsu. That is in Beaverton, Oregon. Journey Newsom, before the knockout from Randy Costa, he did have a good knockout himself over Domingo Pilarte. He had an overhand right, and that was 41 seconds in round one. What's with the 41 seconds? But anyway, 41 seconds in round one, overhand right against Domingo Pilarte. It was ranked the number 24 best knockout of 2021. However, it was overturned to a no contest because smoking the weed, a little bit of marijuana overturned it. I don't see marijuana as a performance-enhancing drug. That's ridiculous. So in my book, the way I see it, it's still a victory. He sent Domingo Pilarte into the shadow realm and got number 24 in the best knockouts of the year. So good on him. Before that, he in his UFC debut, he lost to a prime Ricardo Ramos. Ricardo Ramos, he went to decision with that, and Ricardo Ramos is good, and he was very good in that fight, and he won the decision over Journey Newsom's UFC debut. Prior to that, he was in Final Fight Championships. That's a Vegas regional scene where he beat Soslan Abanikov with a punch in round one. And if you, I was on YouTube looking for, I wanted to see that the Domingo Pilarte knockout. I couldn't find it. It wasn't available on YouTube. I'm sure if you have UFC Fight Pass, well, I'm not sure, but I think maybe if you have UFC Fight Pass, you might be able to see it. But anyway, as I was searching it, I couldn't find it, but they did. I was like, what is this? They got a little highlight tape of Journey Newsom. Highlight video. It was legitimately 50 seconds long, and it was great. He had it was just showed him training, and it showed this knockout over Soslan Abanikov, where one and done, took care of business. It was deadly, and In the background music was NF. I love NF. He's one of my favorite rappers. But anyway, if you have time, check out the Journey Newsom highlight tape. So anyway, Journey Newsom does have knockout power and ability. To ask Domingo Pilarte, he'll let you know. But he does also, you know, he's coming off that bad head kick loss to Randy Costa. So I don't know. It's kind of up in the air how he's going to do against Fernie Garcia, making his UFC debut. Garcia 10-1, comes in as the favorite at -152, 1.5 times favorite. He coming out of Dana White's Contender Series where he beat Joshua Weems, TKO round 1. But the thing is, Joshua Weems missed weight coming into that fight. And this was in the UFC. This was a Contender Series. Dana White's Contender Series. How you gonna miss weight in your opportunity to shine? How you just missing weight? You might as well just play sick and be like, oh, I can't do it, illness or something. Because now you're gonna come in there, whatever. Anyway, but he is on a, you know, he's 10-1, so he's on a streak. I'm going to really quickly throw out names where he beat them all by decision, most of them by split decision. Hear me out. And they were all in LFA, by the way. Okay, so let's see. Isaiah, is that Isaiah? Yeah, Isaiah Batson Gonzalez, unanimous decision. Before that, Ryan Hayes, split decision. Before that, Jay Viola, unanimous decision. Before that, Marquise Smith, split decision. Before that, Cody Freeman, split decision. Okay? Oh, that was a loss too. That was his one loss was to some guy in the LFA named Cody Freeman. And that was by split decision. So he's got, in his last 5, he's got the TKO against Joshua Weems, but everybody else in LFA went to decision, and 2 of those 4 went to split decision. So that's LFA. That's not the UFC. Okay, he does train out of Fortis MMA. He's got the 2-inch height advantage, 1-inch reach advantage for Fernie unproven Garcia. Okay, I'm just saying, I don't know. But the ages, these guys are kind of close in age. Newsom, 33. Garcia, 30 years old. Garcia does train out of, I would say, a more well-known facility in Fortis MMA in Dallas, Texas, where Newsom, I said Impact Jiu-Jitsu. I've never heard of it. Out of Beaverton, Oregon. They do have fighters listed, but I'm not familiar with anybody out of that gym. Okay. So starting with the favorite, let's see what the cappers have to say about this one. Taking Garcia, we've got Vlad, and his first bet is actually fight starts round 3. So he's probably going with the over. I mean, Vlad, he's known for that, taking the easy bet. -165 on the over 2.5, but and so to start round 3, it's going to be even worse than that. It's going to be like a -200 or something if you even have that book available, which I think BetOnline might do it, but I don't know. I don't play that. But then we've got he did take. If I have to take a side range, I'd take Garcia because of the cardio. Better, he claims Garcia. Fernie Garcia does have better cardio than Journey Newsom. Man, maybe, but I don't know. After watching his little highlight video, he's pulling a sled like the football player, like running backs do. He's like on a track and field or whatever, like some probably University of Oregon. I think that's in Beaverton, Oregon. But he's pulling a sled and he's putting it in. He's training hard, man. And then they show the highlights of his one punch knockouts. It's good. I urge you guys to check it out. I'm not going to put the link in the description. You can guys search it. Just search it. I will put all the cappers links in the description. And now that I'm monetized, I'm going to have to put the music link in the description as well, so I don't get any copyright claims or anything. So that's a newbie thing for me. I don't want to threaten that copyright claim stuff. But anyway, back to this. Also taking Fernie Garcia, we've got it's your boy eBay's, and he's saying knockout. Are you serious, eBay's? Round 1 knockout for Fernie Garcia? Okay. He's got 1 knockout, 1 in his last 5 against Joshua Weems, who came in like 2 pounds heavy to a Dana White Contender Series fight. Unreal. Everything else, decision and split decision in the LFA. Just saying. All right. Then we've got Johnny K. Johnny K at least is taking Fernie by decision. That's probably the best way to go. Artem MMA Analysis also taking him by decision. And finally, we've got my man Burt MMA. Burt also taking Fernie by decision, making this another full capper consensus. Now this one is worthy of the dance because the first one, the line was way too wide. But anyway, I'm not big on the capper dance, but I'll do it for you because the line's a lot closer. And I'll throw some good luck pearls, betting pearls. I call them betting pearls because I stole that dance, a quick story, I stole that dance from a guy named Pearl Low Wisdom. He's a hockey handicapper. That's when I started out. I handicapped all sports. Now I'm just niched into MMA, specifically UFC. But when I started out, that was his dance. I stole it as my capper consensus dance. But Steve, Pearl of Wisdom, we're cool. He's cool. He's fine with it. God bless him. Anyway, so Journey Newsom here. Everybody's going against Journey Newsom. Not every capper I watch, but every capper on this show. Because I did watch a few today as I was doing, preparing for the video I'm doing tomorrow. And there's some sharp cappers that are picking Journey Newsom. I'm not going to mention names or anything. But, man, I'm also going to go plus money. I am a plus money junkie. And I am going to take Journey Newsom to beat the unproven Garcia. I would assume Garcia's durable because he's only got that 1 loss. And I guess it was a controversial split decision, meaning that potential robbery. And split decision anyway, one of the judges anyway picked him. So you could say undefeated. But, so I'm going to give him the durability. I'll give him that. But Newsom, he throws hard. He throws very hard punches. I seen it in his highlight video. He trains hard. And he's also, with that win against... Oh, I saw a quick interview, too. After his victory over Domingo Pilarte was turned into a no contest, someone interviewed him. And he says, yeah, I lost because of smoking weed. And the interviewer, I forgot who was it, maybe MMA Junkie or something. He was like, so are you going to quit smoking weed? And Journey Newsom is like, nah, I'm going to stay smoking. I don't care. Which all right, good on you, Journey Newsom. I like that man standing up for his values, whatever. So, plus 130. And you know what? Screw it. I use my pick too. I'm going to take Journey Newsom. I'm not alone with it. I am alone on the show with it. Going against the full capper consensus. But I'm going to take Journey Newsom and get it done. I'll say by decision. Just like I mentioned, I will give Garcia durability credit. But I really want to say within distance. That might be my little hedge. My little hedge bet might be within distance. But anyway, on Tapology, it'll be Journey Newsom by decision. The hedge bet may be within distance at plus money. So we'll see how that goes. And finally, we've got the strawweight showdown. Oh, this is going to be a low-key banger, I think, because we got 2 very good strawweight females fighting here. We got Lupita Godinez At minus 161, she comes with a record of 7 wins, 2 losses, taking on Ariana Carnelossi. Carnelossi comes in with a record of 14 wins and only 2 losses. And she's a slight underdog, plus 141. That line did move. She opened up at about plus 170. So money has been coming in on her. Lupita Godinez, Lupi opened up at minus 200 is where I first saw it, and now she's dropped down to a minus 161. Still the favorite, but money's been coming in on the biceps and shoulders of Carnelossi. I'm sure the casuals look at Tapology, look at her picture, be like, look at those biceps, look at the definition in her shoulders. She's got man arms. I'm going to go with that girl, so that's where the money I think is coming in from. Anyway, we're still going to talk about Lupi, the favorite, first. Lupi coming off a win against Luma Locomonami, where she beat her by unanimous decision. It was a good win. I did take Lupi in that and got the win there. Before that, though, she come off a loss where I took her against Ariana Corona. Ariana Corona won a unanimous decision, and she should have. But you know what? That was weird. It was Lupi coming in very short notice, and she did like 3 fights in like 10 days or some crazy. She had a record, like the most amount of fights within the shortest amount of time. Because before that, she beat Silvana Gomez Juarez by armbar round 1. And before that, she took a fight against Jessica Penny. Jessica Penny made her return to the UFC after that long USADA suspension and came in and robbery, split decision victory, robbed Lupi Godinez of that, where I had Lupi, the real judges had Lupi, the fans had Lupi. Yeah, Jessica Penny got it. In my opinion, she got the robbery win there. And before that, Lupita had a majority decision win over Vanessa Demopoulos. So she's 3-2 in her last 5. But like I said, that Ariana Corona, that was like the 3rd of 3 fights within a month. Yeah, I know it was it was like within 3 events or something crazy. And maybe, yeah, I know she did have real close, like, very active. She was very active in her last 5. I'll put it that way. She trains out of Titan MMA from, that's in British Columbia, Canada, Dave. You know, BC Dave knows. But anyway, she trains out of Titan MMA. She is Mexican descent, but represents Canada now, so Mexican-Canadian. For Lupi, she's 28 years old. Carnelossi is 29, so no real age discrepancy. Carnelossi, half-inch reach, that's nothing. So you know what? The tail of the tape, these girls are the same. Same height, same reach, 1 year apart in age. No, like, there's no tail of the tape lean for either way. Let's talk about muscles here. Carnelossi. Ariane Carnelossi. Sorriso. I don't know what that translates to. I should have looked it up, but I didn't have time. She's coming off a win against Estela Nunes. Didn't Estela Nunes just lose to like Sam Hughes like 2 weeks ago? But anyway, Ariana Carnelossi was losing to her until the 3rd round where she got that rear naked choke. And she was losing to her. Estela Nunes was winning on the scorecards for sure. Outstrike her, and she had more volume, significant strikes, all that. But Carnelossi caught her round 3, rear naked choke. Congratulations. Before that, she beat Na Liang, ground and pound from guard, round 2. That was when she used her strength advantage, because those muscles, they're just not for show. She is a very strong strawweight female. I would even wager to say she might be the strongest strawweight in the strawweight female in the UFC. So, but there's strawweight men. There's no such thing as a strawweight guy. You gotta be flyweight. That's the lowest men go. But anyway, Carnelossi took care of Na Liang, ground and pound from guard, round 2. She had her UFC debut against Angela Hill where it was a doctor stoppage because Ariana Corona did get a cut above, I think it was like above her eye. It was round 3, and she didn't want to stop. She wanted to continue. She was upset that it was stopped, but the blood could not be controlled. Doctor stoppage due to the cut. She was kind of upset because she thought she might have. I think Angela Hill was winning on the scorecards though at that time, regardless, before the doctor stoppage. But anyway, Carnelossi did, she did show some grit. She did show some will. She didn't want that. She wanted to continue fighting. Before that, she has a nice win against Ketlin Souza. Body kick she won with in round 3, and that was in Future FC. And before that, not before that, well, it was before that, but she has a notable win. Her, I think it's her second fight ever. She beat Gloria DePaula, but Gloria DePaula was also a newbie, and that was in Thunder Fights, and that was in, she beat her by unanimous decision. That was in 2017, so a few years back. But I'm just saying Gloria DePaula is a notable win because now her name is known throughout. Ariana Corona is a BJJ black belt training out of Inside Muay Thai. I think that is a Brazilian facility if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what the cappers have to say in this interesting strawweight fight between Lupi and Carnelossi. Soriso. Starting with the favorite, we've got it's your boy eBay's. He's saying Godinez by decision, and of course a lot of these are going to be by decision because a female fight, the over's at -275. So bookies, they all think it's going to go a decision, just majority of the time. But I don't know, Carnelossi, she's the muscles. Carnelossi might be able to. I don't know. We'll see. Then we've got Vlad, UFC Celebrities and Classics. His first bet is that the fight starts round 3, of course. That's probably like a -400. Come on, Vlad. But his second bet, taken aside, he's going to take Lupita Godinez. And then before that, also we've got Bert saying Godinez by decision. Surprise, surprise, not really. And Johnny K also saying Godinez by decision. She's a favorite for a reason, guys. And however, we have a contrarian picker. You guys can figure it out. It is Artem MMA Analysis. Full disclosure, this is his early pick video. He does make another video. I think he drops it on Wednesdays where he goes over the entire card again with revamped picks after he does research and watching fights. But he during the weekend, on I believe yesterday on Sunday, he does a early pick, just a quick look at it, take your pick video, and this was, he picked Carnelossi as his early pick there. So he is the contrarian picker, preventing the full capper consensus in this situation. Taking muscles, that's what I call her, muscles Carnelossi. And I know everybody in the world thinks she's on steroids. But if you check her out on Twitter, she claims she gets tested all the time. And I believe it because look at her arms. They're like, that girl's got to be on steroids. So I'm sure they surprised, hey, come in here and pee in this cup. Or, I'm sure she gets tested periodically. And you could probably have that. Look at, who else is muscular? Goldie. Hannah Goldie. Hannah Goldie's got those muscular arms as well. So, I mean, you can have that naturally. You can have muscular biceps and shoulders just naturally. You just got good genes. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know like everybody claims, oh, she's got to be on steroids. Well, I don't know. Just because she looks kind of like a dude, but in her facial features and stuff. But it's not like she's got a mustache, and it's not like, you know, she doesn't. So anyway, regardless, I don't think she's taking steroids. Just saying. So anyway, I'm still gonna go with Lupita Godinez to get the job done. And I think she's Carnelossi, she might be the stronger girl here. She will be, probably will be stronger. She does like, you know, a ground and pound from guard and winning by body kicks. And in the third round, a body kick took a girl out. If you time it, you get the liver. But I'm just saying, she will have the advantage strength, but I think that's where her advantages stop. Loopy is well-rounded. They both have very competitive wrestling, but I think Loopy has a slight edge wrestling. Stand-up, striking, I would give the advantage to Lupita. And I know Carnelossi does look at 14, and she has double the amount of wins, double the amount of fights, pretty much, as Godinez. But I think Godinez is the more well-rounded fighter, and has fought the very much stronger quality of competition. If you look, Jessica Penne, Vanessa Demopoulos, Ivana Gomez, Juarez, Luana Carolina, Lumaluk Bunmi. All 5 of those girls, no names. Now, Ariana Corona, I mentioned 5 people that if you're not a casual, you will know those names. But I mean, Angela Hill, Na Liang, not that great. Estela Nunes, she just got beat by Sam Page, Sam Hughes. So she's not all that. Katlyn Souza, that's a regional scene girl. And Gloria DePaula, Gloria DePaula's like pro debut or maybe second fight or something stupid like that in 2017. So Lupita definitely has a stronger strength of schedule, and I like her will. I like that she did that 3 fights in 3 weeks or something crazy like that. I'm going to take Godinez to win here by decision, female fight. So there you have it. To recap! Time check. What is the time? And yeah, I'm way over because I did the recap of last week. But anyway, to recap real quickly, I've got André Fialho beating Cameron VanCamp by decision. However, I'm going to throw a half a unit on VanCamp at plus 274. I'm going to throw it in there. I got a little extra money in my bankroll from my round robin. Then I've got Journey Newsom upsetting, going against the full capper consensus. I rarely do that, but in this case, I am gonna fade Fernie Garcia only because he's still unproven to me. You look at his last 5. I don't know any of those guys. I know the knockout he had was against Joshua Weems, who, you know, obviously wasn't cut out to be a UFC guy. And the rest of them, too many split decisions in the LFA. So I'm going to take Journey Newsom for the upset plus money decision victory there. I'm going to hedge him within distance because he's got that one-punch knockout power, one and done. Check out his highlight video. And finally, I'm taking Lupita Godinez to get the decision over Muscles Carnelossi, Ariana Corona. She is Blood Money says she's a junkyard dog. She'll fight for your money. She will, but I don't think her style is more brawler than Lupita is much more technical. I think she's going to score a lot more volume, get more significant strikes, have better control against the cage and on the ground, winning that decision for clean rounds, clean unanimous decision, 30-27. So anyway, there you have it. Gather the info, place those bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you hanging with me. Be sure to give me that like. Go ahead and throw your comments into the comments. Tell me who you got in these fights. I'm gonna parlay Fialho, Newsom, and Godinez right now. And I will make that hedge bet on VanCamp too. So thanks for watching. Good luck on your bets, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to go to Massachusetts, so if I do a show, it will be from a hotel room. And if the Wi-Fi sucks at the hotel, I have to upload it on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys later. Good night.